It's on.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the shit show. Wait, you disappeared. Oh, now you're back. Hi.
I was very much still here on my side.
I couldn't see you.
You're going to say guest user this entire time.
Yeah.
That's okay. Okay, so we've been chatting because it's been a while. And I don't know.
It's been like 4 weeks since we recorded because we were gonna record right before you left for your cruise, right?
Yeah,
and then we like got on Skype and we were like, we don't really have anything to talk about.
Yeah, and now we have so much, kinda. Not really. We talked about it.
You have a lot more than I do.
Yeah, but not for here. We already.
Yeah. I feel like in general though, like your life is probably a little more dynamic than mine with like, well, just with like even it being the summer.
Oh yeah.
To work and all that, because I'm like very stagnant in like the 8 to 10 hours that control my day.
Yeah. I need that. I need that structure back. Because, oh my God. Yes. So very much in my single era, which is very fun for me. We're having a good time. And we were just chatting about that and the cruises and like, you know, the people you meet on cruises. And then I've seen a lot on TikTok after we got back. So I was kind of curious what people said about Carnival and cruises on TikTok. And people think like cruise boyfriends are a very normal thing. And I was like, OMG. How interesting.
We're like 2 for 2 at this point. Kind of.
But were they? I don't know. Kinda. But also I've like been like, it was a 2-week cruise. Well.
But then we could count the like little stint at the beginning of last year's.
Yeah, I was about to say that. But there was also the December cruise. Nothing happened on that one.
Oh, I forgot you went on a cruise in December too.
I'm gonna go on another one this December.
Maybe that. I wonder if they're more common for like summer cruises.
Oh, absolutely. People are stupid in the summer. Me. Me. Hi, I'm people. No, I need that structure back because I'm just a different person in the summer, which is fine, but it's weird. But that brings me to that little Snapchat memory where 6 years ago, went to the beach, and I was so blonde. And that baby me did not have any idea what was going to happen at all. That baby me had never been kissed. Cute for her. I wish I could still say that. It's my mom.
Hi, Mom.
I had to tell her on the phone.
You can call her now too. Like you can answer. We can just pause this.
Oh yeah. Summer, crazy, wild, fun. But yes, 18-year-old me did not know that any of this would ever happen.
You were gonna have?
How much fun I would have? No. No, I think it's just funny because I got those like memories, and then I was like getting memories obviously the other day from our cruise, and I was just kind of like, this is so weird. And I don't think I had the perspective that I do now. Obviously you don't, but whenever like prior to my relationship, like even post breakup, I didn't have it for a bit, but like how much can truly change in like a short amount of time. And I think like going a little bit into like this past week, even with my mom's stuff or like my stuff, like even this summer, I'm like, so much has changed and it's only been 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, I guess like next week is the 8th. Like a total of 8 weeks. And so much has just like changed, like with location wise and like family dynamics and like fun little things obviously that happen on the cruise ship and Like I got a dog, like all these things. That's like a weird, I don't know, like life thing that I've like really picked up this past year is like, holy crap, things can change so quickly. And I think I've talked about this a lot with like the teaching and the law school thing, but I haven't ever thought about it as much in like a smaller scale of literally like a week
Yeah.
or a
I
day.
think there are like some things that happen that are like big changes in and of themselves too, that then go and open like a bunch of doors for like other things too. Like
Absolutely.
you having your apartment, now it's like open to like just the concept of like living on your own as an adult.
Right.
But you kind of got in college, but now it's like full on. And then like having a dog, which like guess you could have done before too, and like you technically had before, but like now it's like you're gonna be like living on your own, taking care of a dog, doing all this stuff that like if you hadn't moved out, then you wouldn't have experienced or like had as big of an opportunity to experience.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like there's a lot going on, but it ties back to a lot of like the same things.
Yes. And I'm like, it's kind of weird too, because I feel like I kept saying last year, or like not last year, like kinda. I don't know. I've always had in my head that like 25, by like when I turn 25, like a lot of things, like good things are gonna happen. Not that a lot of good things haven't happened, but like 25 is gonna be like so many like me things. We're gonna just like little themselves out. Like I don't know. Like I think definitely like in my relationship department, it was going to happen. I don't know how. Still don't. No.
That makes sense though, 'cause that's like pretty common, like settling down type of age.
I think so. And I don't even know if I want to like settle down. I just well, here.
Yeah, maybe I should have said like more intentional relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. Like maybe I'll get a boyfriend. Doesn't have to be the one. Just be a boyfriend. I don't know. Like, but I feel like 25, I was gonna just like things were gonna like really like feed, but like be good. And when I was thinking all that, I had no idea that like I was going to move out.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was gonna have another year. So I think it's just interesting that like things are kind of actually happening in that trajectory of like I can see myself like getting again a more intentional relationship maybe or more intentional like I don't know dating life, and then like I don't know what I want.
Something.
Boyfriend sounds nice some days, and then I'm kind of like, ugh. And then I'm like, last night I was watching TV and I was reading a book all day yesterday, which we'll get into that. But I was like watching TV and I was like, I'm having so much fun.
Yeah.
I was like watching a little podcast and I was like, this is so funny. I'm having a great time by myself. Like, I don't know. And then obviously like I'm going to be taking care of Belle in a couple weeks because she's going to be fully vaxxed and come up here because the shots there are so much cheaper.
Oh.
And also, she had an allergic reaction to her rabies shot, which was scary.
Yeah.
It was the first one she ever had, and she had a 101 fever, and she could not breathe well, and had to be taken back to the vet to get all settled.
You're a puppy? That's terrifying.
And like, thankfully I wasn't there. I say that because I probably would have been panicked because like so Buster like had a weird transition time with them and snapped at her one day and like cut her face, and I was not okay. I was very not okay with him. So like I was like, I'm glad that it wasn't me, honestly, because I would have been so panicked. But yeah, she's all good now. She just has to take a Benadryl before getting vaccinated now, like a little baby Benadryl. It's so weird. I'm like, girl, like, can you not?
She's still her maintenance. Oh my god. And she's what, like 4 months old?
Yes. My mom keeps saying that too. She's like, yours is bossy and high maintenance. And I'm like, perfect. She'll fit right in. But Lance is like, Yeah, I didn't know what we were doing because we were like, oh, maybe we need to take her back. Oh crap, we really need to take her back. And then I was like, how am I gonna call Lauren and tell her that her puppy died? I was like, oh my god. But like that would definitely be a thought running through his head.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, and I told him I was like, no, she still has to be a city girl, so leave her alone. Like she'll be. I keep saying that, but I don't know where I was going with that. Just the fact that I'm very excited to like take care of Belle and like do my own thing. My apartment feels very large for one person, and we've talked about it before. So I'm excited to have her here because that'll be like I feel like it'll fit very well.
A dog definitely helps to like fill it out, I think.
I don't know. Like when my mom was here, it felt like a lot because we kept having to like set out the air mattress and like her stuff was like in random spots and like not that I didn't like having her here and like not that I didn't like appreciate having a spot for her to be here while the whole transition was happening. It was just like it didn't feel like my space and it felt like a little like stuck. Like, oh, there's a lot of space here. And like obviously if I was living with a significant other, it would probably feel different because like we'd share a bed.
Yeah.
So it'd be different, I guess. But it feels like a lot of space, just me. So I'm very excited to have her and Phil.
Do you like, are you getting her like a little bed, a little crate, whatever she needs?
I was supposed to have her actually tomorrow. But then the way the vet stuff happened, we went ahead and like, so we got them and they said that they already had their first round of shots. I think by the time we took them again, it was like they said that first round was too early or they weren't like sure. So they just wanted to like go through it again. Whatever. We trust the vet. So they had to go through 3 rounds. And so I'm keeping her there for that reason. But I thought I was going to get her this Sunday because Lance is coming in for his LASIK surgery next week.
Right. Yeah.
And that's like a whole week ordeal because you have like so many appointments to go to prior to and after. Yeah. So I thought he was just going to bring her. With the shots and the vaccines and like them knowing Belle and now knowing her history of being allergic to vaccines.
Dramatic.
I know. Like, okay. We'll keep her there for the next couple weeks. And then after she's fully vaxxed, bring her here. And obviously, like, I trust that if she's been exposed to anything at the farm, it's already been done. But at the apartment, I don't know.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people, obviously, in the apartment and a lot of dogs. And I don't want her to be exposed to anything. So a couple more weeks until I get her. But I had the plan that I was going to get her Sunday until like a couple days ago. So I had already ordered things, like literally a little bit on the ship because I already had a list. And like right when we got back, I'm like on Amazon. I went to the pet store immediately getting back because my mom had a coupon to the little pet store over here. So I have a big old thing of dog food. It's all in my storage closet over here. A kennel because Buster and Buck were crate trained and I've liked how they are with that. And the safety it brings them. We'll see if it works for Belle. It's been working so far with the puppies, but I don't know. She might be so great that she can just be anywhere she needs to be. But I do like the safety aspect of it, and I think she does too because she has always been really good about small spaces because she was the runt.
Yeah.
Like she likes to cuddle up. She has a little bed that she has been sleeping on, and it smells like cocoa, so I think I'm gonna have that one for a bit to transition. I have like a storage thing for her. I have a toy, like all the things have already been here and they're like sitting in the closet because I thought I was gonna get her tomorrow.
Well, you're a very prepared mom, so props to you for that.
Thank you. I'm like,
So ahead of the game.
I am. I feel that way, but I'm kind of like, okay, now I need the dog.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I'll go get her, I think, whenever after her next appointment, which I think is like in between PD weeks, which is like a PD week and then like half a PD school starts on Wednesday. Ugh. Better than a full week going in though.
Yeah. That's...
Yeah. I think that's like the major stuff that's going on is like me just feeling like, wow, things can change really quickly, especially like the family dynamic thing. But I don't know if that also has to do with like a big event, like you said, because my great grandfather passed away and that kind of like made all these other things happen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, were they inevitable? Probably. But also, it didn't have to happen this year. Like, he's lived to 101 or 2. Like, he could have lived another year. So I think it's just like very odd that it's all lining up to like, again, the 25th birthday where I'm like, that was going to be the year. It's going to be the year. Manifest. Yeah. And then also,
I'm realizing too, like, that's in a couple of months.
I know. And I get a whole week off for my birthday.
How generous of them to celebrate you so well.
So nice. I also got, going back to the single era thing, just eras in general, my team wanted to get shirts and they found these. I had nothing to do with it. My coworker is kind of a Swiftie too.
Okay.
They wanted to get matching shirts as like ELA team, so like 8th grade and 7th grade. I don't know if they all bought them, but I sure did. Because I've looked at these shirts before because I thought they were super cute. This design is like not my...
Oh, okay. That's kind of cute.
Yeah, so she sent that and I was like, I'm absolutely getting that. And also, it's going to have my name on the front.
Gosh. Love that for you. Okay, can we transition for a second?
Yes.
So I think we talked about this, not on the podcast, but like right before you left, and I was like, oh my God, Lauren, you're gonna be on the cruise when Speak Now Taylor's version comes out. Whatever will you do? So I want to know. I like want to talk about it before I forget. Because you're definitely like bigger Swiftie than I am. So I wanted to know what you think of the album, what you think of like the vault songs. Did you just listen to it all like Saturday morning when you were in port, or did you like get to listen to it like when you had the Wi-Fi, or like what?
So
give me all the details.
Okay. So it came out on the Thursday at 11, I think, because it was supposed to be like the Friday, but like the way things fall, it like comes out that midnight, but Central Time, yada yada.
Yeah.
Her things are always like at a weird like 11 p.m. for us. I didn't have Wi-Fi until Saturday. I did wear my Taylor Swift shirt though. I'm pretty sure.
Really? Yes.
That Friday, because we got back Saturday. So I wore that Friday to, represent. I don't think I did that on purpose. I think it was the shirt that was clean. But anyways, it worked out. I didn't hear anything because Friday was a full day at sea. So like I did not have service at all. Saturday we get back in port. That was my very like kind of hungover day. Like no, not even that. It was like we got back in the room by 5. Like we had been hanging out all night.
Yeah.
So like I was just exhausted.
Yeah.
So we're getting back to port, wake up, we're checking in. I was at the table. So we had to meet in the restaurant for check-in. So I sat at the table and I had it like up to my ear. I was like, I think I remembered like in my like very tired state, like, frick, I have to like listen. I listened a little bit in there and then like before I took my nap, that lasted way too many hours, I downloaded it because Spotify didn't work the last few cruises.
Yeah.
It did not work. So I was like, I'll try it again. I'll just download it anyways. But I listened to before I like went back to the room and took a nap, like all the starts to the choruses of the vault songs.
Okay.
Because I was like, I just want to listen to those.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take a nap. Because I was just exhausted. And then I was like, okay, if I can't listen for another week, whatever. And then we ended up getting the Wi-Fi, so it was like fine. But I listened to all the choruses and I was like kind of into the vault songs, but I also didn't hear them enough. Now I have opinions. I watched the music video before I took a nap too.
Oh, I haven't seen the music video.
So that I thought was cool because Taylor Lautner is in it.
Love that.
I thought that was like a major, like, good for him.
Yeah.
Like, good for him for being the favorite ex. Like, I have a favorite ex.
Big achievement, big accomplishment.
I was like, I think that's great for you. And also, like, that's very iconic as an ex of Taylor Swift. And his wife is a big Swiftie.
Mm-hmm. I saw that because he like showed up to an Eras tour and like went on stage with like his wife and like Taylor Swift, and it was just it was so cute the way his wife was like fangirling over Taylor. I was like, this is precious.
They're like kind of friends, I guess. I don't know how it works. But yeah, like she's a big fan, and I thought that was so cute. And they took this little picture. Where'd it go? This one, where they're all like.
Yes, yeah.
Like I thought that was so fun, and the music video is good, and it was like a callback to Mean with Joey King.
Okay.
Better Girl. Like those two, they were both in her Mean music video way back when.
Oh.
They're little, and then they're like grown in this one, obviously. And then obviously Taylor Lautner, big callback, obviously. The music video itself is all about like them breaking in to get the vault songs and get her out, and like it's a cute thing.
Shit.
The song is good. So I found all the albums that I bought when I was younger, and I didn't buy Speak Now original. Like I like had a weird like I was very into like Taylor Swift, Fearless, but I had like a weird like just blip where I did not listen. I guess I listened to it, but it was like not.
Do you have any CDs after Fearless?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because the thing I was gonna ask is because I definitely had Taylor Swift and Fearless.
Yes.
After that, I didn't have any CDs because I think I just like listened on the radio, and then like it was like Pandora and then like Spotify, and then I was chilling.
I had Speak Now on my iPad and my phone. I had it, but I didn't have the CD version. And then I have Red, the actual
CD. I have some Red songs on my phone.
I had it downloaded too. I think the CD I got because it was like deluxe version, because I found all these at the farm.
Okay.
The deluxe version had a free download when that was a thing.
Yeah.
Free download. So I remember that, and then I have 1989, and then I definitely bought Reputation. I'm trying to think. 1989. Yeah. I definitely bought it because I remember listening to it because I got it on Black Friday with my mom, and we listened to it.
Okay.
I don't know where that album is, or that CD is, which is fine. Like, obviously, like, you listen to everything on your phone. I'm not like a big, like, I need it in every single version.
Yeah.
No. But going to that, like, I was not, like, I was into Taylor Swift for, like, all her stuff, but Speak Now was never, like, my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I enjoyed it, and I think there's a lot of, like, angsty songs on there. Like, if you listen to Haunted and Better Than Revenge. Like there's a lot of like of that going on. But it was never like this is my favorite album.
Yeah.
But it was very good. So I guess like when it obviously came back out, I was like excited for it, but not like as excited as I'm going to be for like 1989 to Reputation.
Yeah.
Because like 1989, she wrote apparently like 250 songs or 150 or something crazy. And I'm like, so you gonna put all of them out?
She needs to release just like a 1989 part 2.
Yeah.
With like a whole other album of like all the vault songs.
Yeah. So anyway, like, but 1989 era and Reputation era, like those are gonna be like really fun for me.
Yeah.
And like, same thing with Fearless. Like I enjoy Fearless, but like the vault songs, I was kind of like ready to hear, but also knew like I'm not as excited as I was for Red vault songs or.
Yeah. I think.
So.
Yeah, I think we've already hit my favorite too. I think Red was like my top one, and then Fearless was like the next one. That's like super nostalgic. So.
Well, and I love Fearless for the nostalgia, and I love like the original songs on Fearless, but like not all the vault songs hit the same.
Yeah. Mr. Perfectly Fine, I screamed at the top of my lungs 500 times.
But I guess like all that to say, like I'm very like into her newer stuff.
Yeah.
But love her older stuff for the nostalgia and like love it for what it is. But this vault songs, I was kind of like, ooh, like let's see. But they're the same vibe as they were for the album, and I guess like they don't hit the same as like her more poppy stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
So, which speaking of still poppy, but that's fine. But I do really like the lyrics in like all of the songs, but it's like the music itself is not the same.
I think I agree with you. Like that's a really good way of putting it, because I'm like I really like the lyrics of, or I guess I like specifically like When Emma Falls in Love, Timeless, and like Foolish One. Yes. But I like them because of the lyrics, not because I'm like jamming out to them or like really resonating with like the music aspect, I guess.
Yeah. And I like a jam out moment.
Yeah.
And like I love like a lot of the songs, like Haunted, like you can jam flip out to Haunted.
That might be like my favorite one on this album, honestly. I kind of forgot about it until this like Taylor's version released, and I was like,
I was so Haunted when it first came out. I remember listening to that thing on repeat, and I was like, I am not this angsty, but when Haunted comes on, I am angsty.
Correct.
But I listened to Never Grow Up. When we got back after like my parents left, and I was sobbing, and it resonates so much because Taylor has a younger brother, and there's just so many things in it, and it's like the dad coming home, like memorize that, and then it's like don't let your mom drop you off, like and like around the block, like all that, like don't be embarrassed by her, and then it's like, and then like you memorize all your little brother's favorite songs, and like there's just so many things. And obviously like I remember listening to it when we like moved you up.
Yeah.
Like listening to all that Taylor stuff, but especially that one, and we were just like laughing and like how weird it was. And
it like hits you. If that song hits you when you're already in like certain kind of mood,
yeah,
it can wreck you.
I was like sobbing because I remember listening to that song before and being like, oh, this is sad. Like I already resonated to it, but now that I'm in my own apartment and it's like in a big city, they just dropped you off, and I'm like,
yeah,
shut up. Like, oh my God. Yeah, so I sobbed. I was gonna send it to my mom. Don't think she's ready.
Fair.
Yeah, but like there's obviously so many good songs. I have seen a lot of things about how the like energy isn't as there. I think I kind of agree, and I felt like that the same way with Fearless, and it's like, well, okay, even Fearless like was very like high production when it came out again, and Speak Now is too, but there's definitely like things people have like picked up on, like she doesn't do the same breath here, she doesn't do that, and like she's very known to like want to do like similar things that make it elevated so that like people don't lose that first round of it, I guess. Like, oh, y'all like the way I did an angsty breath in this song, like I'll do it again. Stuff like that. And I've kind of gotten that same feeling, like when I listened to it all the way through, I was like, there's something different. Like, it's not the same energy. Like, Haunted is so good, but it feels like she was more into it when she was a teenager, and obviously she was. Like, she's 30 something.
Yeah, I think there's like a certain level of like she's really good about like listening to like what people like and what people want.
Yeah.
When you're like 10 plus years out of an era and have changed like I guess like in between being like in your 20s, I feel like you change a lot. And I'm not just saying that because I'm like I've changed a lot, but like, you know, you always hear it.
Yeah.
And so it's like it's hard to go like step back into that mindset when you're like a lot more mature and you know a lot more. Also, was she going through like her breakup when she recorded this? Or
no, I think the bulk of that was Midnight's.
when she was going through the breakup?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, ooh.
Because that was my other thought. Like, if she's going through like a 6-year whatever breakup,
You would think it would be there.
well, either that or like, depending on like what I guess kind of like stage she's in. Like, if she's in that kind of angsty, like ugh stage, then like, yeah, but if it, I don't know.
People have tried to figure out the timeline, and I've like thought about that too, because obviously when Midnight's came out, and I've said this before, it felt like a breakup album.
Yeah.
There's a lot of songs that I was like,
and you can tell like the emotion was very much there too.
Yeah. And it's like she tells her stuff through lyrics. Like, I know like Folklore and Nevermore have this like different aspect because they were like storytelling, and she's made that very clear. Like, she came up with these characters for those, but like everything else is like her. Other albums. So I was kind of like, Midnight's feels very breakup-y. And I think people have said like at the end of the recording of Midnight's is when she broke up with him, but I don't know if that makes sense because she came out with saying like those little blips of like, this song is about this, and one of them mentioned her relationship. Does that make sense?
Kind of.
Like the release dates or close to that, she was like, well, this one is about keeping a relationship super private and like having it for yourself and loving.
Oh, I kind of like remember that.
Yeah. So that doesn't like follow in the same timeline, but this is not with You're Losing Me. And if you have not listened to You're Losing Me, holy crap.
I don't know if I've listened to it, but I don't know if I've like really listened to it, you know?
Okay. So she had the Hits Different song, which is like a Target exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
And then she came out with it. It's really good. And then she came out with You're Losing Me, which was like a weird, like, you can buy this version of the CD at this concert only. And it was like way after the breakup stuff. And everyone was like, excuse me? It is like so heartbreaking to the point where like she literally has a heartbeat in the back, like that flatlines towards the end. And I was like,
where can I listen to? Is this on Spotify?
Yes, but you have to like listen to it as in the like, I'll send it to you because this is the one I listened to. I downloaded it from TikTok, and I've also found it as a podcast episode because
that's what I'm seeing right here. I see like this little thing.
Yes, that is literally the one I was going to send you, I think.
Okay. You can still send it to me.
Okay. Please listen to it because if this ain't how I felt towards like the last month of my relationship.
That's the thing. That was going to be my other question. Did she break up with him?
I think so.
We might have talked about this before. I think it's a yes.
I think so because it gives that vibe that like she, especially that song. I get it, like PR, but if you like can sit down and write a song feeling this type of way and having like the lyrics of like you're losing me, like I'm trying, but like holy crap, like it kind of does tell enough of a story that you're like, oh, you broke up with him. Your decision. And yeah, I think she broke up with him because it's like, have you heard about Ariana Grande?
Yeah.
Getting a divorce. And like rumor is that like he felt like he didn't realize how famous she was because they like met in the pandemic. The same theory has gone along with Taylor Swift as like she was at her lowest low when her and Joe met because everyone hated her. It was like 2016, 2017, like when she went like silent before she came out with Reputation.
Oh yeah.
Like Kim Kardashian, Kanye stuff.
Yeah.
The internet like hated her and like she's wrote songs about it for Rep, being like, my reputation's awful, but you stuck around me, and like she's talked about it. But like it's almost like these guys they want this like famous person to themselves, and then they see them getting like big and popular, and then they get freaked out. And that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from the little knowledge I have of like their actual personal lives.
Yeah.
But I've been there in a relationship. And as a woman with a shared experience of a breakup, I'm like, he definitely got jealous. What?
I figure out how to crawl under the cord. Sorry. I was like
watching.
Just watch this.
But like there's a moment where you understand when a guy starts getting jealous of the girl they're with and they start acting different and wrong. And I think that's kind of what happened is like she was getting ready to go on tour and he was like, you're changing. And she was like,
bitch.
Yeah. And I think it's kind of what happened.
Okay.
Something like that. And I don't know, like, really, obviously, ever will, unless there's a documentary that comes out one day about it all. I don't think we'll ever know.
Juicy.
But I think he got jealous. And I think that's the same thing that happened with Ariana Grande, is that she went on to do her Wicked stuff, and he was like, oh no, like, she's changing. She's getting famous. She's doing all this stuff now. Yeah. I think. Mm-hmm. I think it happens so.
And that irritates me a little bit because I feel like part of getting into a relationship, and especially being in a long-term relationship, is accepting the fact that like people are going to change.
Yes.
You're gonna grow. You're gonna change, and like I guess like in a way they could change to be like, I don't even want to say like better, but like more of like they don't always have to change into something that like you don't like, but at the same time I feel like have to A, accept it, or B, get to the core of like, okay, yeah, she's like getting bigger with this new album. She's like touring a lot. She's like, I guess I don't really know like what all changed, but it's like you can either accept it and get to the core of it and be like, okay, my core person hasn't changed though. Like there's still them, or it's like, I don't know. It kind of irritates me a little bit.
No, same, because it's
like being in a 6-year relationship or like marrying someone. In the case of like Ariana Grande, it's like if you're marrying someone, it's like you're like that's a like if you don't like the way that they're changing prior, like you can get out of there.
Right.
But like if you're married and then you're like, oh, they're changing, I don't like that. But they haven't done anything like actually like bad or wrong, which like maybe some stuff has happened, but like I wouldn't know. But I don't know.
It's like
not that I really have much experience in that like realm or whatever, but
it's like the wanting the baddie, the confident gal to yourself.
Yeah.
Like you see like this girl and she's hot as hell, she's doing her thing, and you lock it down, and then she's still doing that, and you're kind of like, you can't do that in front of other people. Like wear more clothes, do this, and it's like that's a very dramatic thing, but it happens.
Yeah, and I get that to a certain extent, I guess, because it's like you do want like your person to be like, I think there's like things about your person that like you do know them on like a whole different level. So it's like you do know them on levels that other people don't, and like that's a really neat thing. But at the same time,
yeah,
like if you're famous, more of your life is going to be exposed, I guess.
Yeah, and I think that's like the big thing with that I'm seeing the similarities of these two celebs is that they both met their significant others or exes at the time when they were like in this very quiet moment. So it was like Ariana Grande, COVID, she wasn't chatting to the world, like she didn't have to go out, and like he fell in love with this like because he was a her real estate agent, I'm pretty sure. Is like he fell in love with this like homebody, Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
And
I understand that, but it's like at the same time, like
you should you
see you can't know how they were before, but I feel like
you have
to an extent you should.
That's what I'm saying.
Know that that's not their normal state.
Yes. Same with Taylor Swift. I'm like, you met her when she was not on the internet. She was keeping quiet.
Very abnormal.
Yeah, like you like a private life. And then she started coming out for her Eras Tour stuff and like getting bigger and like talking about it more. And now you're getting weird. But on their end, I'm like, did they make you think that this was going to be a forever thing?
Yeah, I can understand it from their perspectives too, from the guys' perspectives of like, if they didn't really have like prior knowledge, maybe or prior understanding, then it's like they can't really help it. So, and especially if like, I guess at the time, like, it was a little abnormal for Taylor to be like in a quieter kind of state, but it's like, what if that was just it? Like, what if she just like, I guess there could have been as much of a chance that she would just like stay kind of at that level than like blow back up. I guess I don't understand as much for Ariana Grande because like during COVID, so it's like somebody you meet during COVID, I feel like you kind of have to have some level of understanding that like, hey, the world's not normal. So like
that one's a little weirder, but they're also younger and they're also like a quicker relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That one's a little like
yeah.
But the Taylor Swift one, I'm like, maybe she really did put it on him that like this was going to be like her new norm.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's just kind of funny because I'm very much on Taylor Swift's side, obviously.
I co-write some songs and stuff too.
I'll just say that. Like,
boy,
like
you helped her blow back up. Like, not that she's ever like not blowing up, but like
there's some funny little things
into the spotlight.
Do you have an Owala?
Yes, I do.
I'm dead.
I love it.
Oh my god.
I look like a baby.
Oh my god.
I do feel kind of strange in meetings when I'm like talking to like my customers or like just my manager or whoever, and I'm just like, yeah.
Oh my god. That fits you so well. I got a little pink bumper for my Stanley for its school year, so it doesn't clank on my desk.
Ooh, that's cool.
Very excited about that. Anyways, I'm not gonna get an Owala, but I think there's
a water bottle talk. And it's like, look at her. And she's got those things. The only thing I don't love is like she's kind of aggressive, but
I haven't seen it in action. Wow.
But I mean, usually I'm like holding it already, so it just kind of like goes like that. But
I think it's so cute, but I don't need any more water things.
Yeah, this is what I got instead of a Stanley.
Fair. That fits you. Oh, what was I saying?
Oh,
Mm,
she wrote songs on her albums.
yeah. Well, I think like just with the end of like the Joe stuff, it was like, you know, I'm very much on her side, but we don't know what's going on. And I definitely think Joe had a lot to do with it. And the art bro thing. Okay, that was the thing. He helped co-write things. He never really talked about it much. He always thought her fame, like I've seen interviews and he's like very weird about her, as in like doesn't brag about her. And like when people ask, he's like, well, I just like don't think that's what this is about. Like,
I guess I can understand not wanting like his identity to be fully tied to Taylor Swift.
but like,
I haven't seen these interviews though, so I don't know if that's the context.
well, I gotta watch them and like I don't know the like actual quotes, but I just like seen enough that I'm like, but or they're like written interviews too. But like he's always like weird. Like he never just like full out says like I'm proud of her.
Yeah,
And it's like you help co-write songs, like you can talk about it. Like she helped win you, I'm pretty sure, an award for the co-writing thing.
okay.
Like he was involved in it somehow because of her award. And I'm like, you can talk about it. Like you should.
Right.
And then there's like a anti-hero featuring Bleachers. Do you know who Bleachers is?
I want to say yes.
I'm shocked that you don't know them better because they're very you vibe music.
I might they might be like the type that like I listen to, but I just haven't like.
So
Let me see.
So Jack Antonoff is like the
I don't know any songs that I've liked by them.
The lead singer of Bleachers, Jack Antonoff, is like the like Taylor Swift's bestie.
Okay.
And like they wrote Folklore and Evermore and like all these different things together. Like he's basically like the co-writers to most of her newer music.
Okay.
I didn't realize he was in Bleachers. Like I listened to Bleachers and I was like, I love this stuff. And then I would listen to like songs that they've co-written. I was like, I love this stuff. Obviously it's Taylor Swift. And then I all put it together and I was like, oh, like duh. He's like done a lot of like writing for other musicians that I'm like, oh, I just like his writing style a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, he came out with they came out with Anti-Hero featuring Bleachers, and he had like a line on it, and it was like everyone's trying to be an art bro baby, and it was just like these little digs at Joe, because there's like there's a whole thing on Disney Plus, I think, of her writing Folklore.
Okay.
And it's like them talking about each song, and it's like pretty in depth, and it's pretty cool. And she's like, well, like y'all know who, this is the whole co-writing thing, like y'all know who, because he used a fake name, who so-and-so is. And they were like, well, I thought we were going to like, what? They're like playing around about it. And she's like, well, it's Joe. Like he went under this fake name. And he kind of is like, he's like, yeah, like like he wrote that, didn't he? I guess. Like he's like very weird about her saying like Joe helped write anything.
Okay.
Like playing around on the piano and just like came up with this amazing thing, and he's like, Joe? Okay. Like it's so shady and I love it, but I'm kind of like, what was going on?
Yeah.
That you left that in the feature. Like you like kept that. And then like when the fact that like they came out with the whole thing and he's like, everyone wants to be an art bro lately. And I'm like, I don't know. But besties. So like he would be shady about something if they're
yeah.
So that yeah. I don't know. We got on that tangent because I love Taylor. So because she has a lot more energy in her music and going back to sing now. I don't feel that same energy.
Yeah.
But I do like I Can See You, which is the song she didn't go with. Like I thought that was more upbeat. It's fun. When Emma Falls in Love, so cute. And the fact that it's about Emma Stone and like there's such a backstory to that. I love it. Then let's see. Timeless is really cute too. Just it's so cute. I really feel like Foolish One and Electric Touch came out to bite me in the ass.
Foolish one is one that like I'm like I don't think I can really relate to at this moment in time, but like I will scream it at the top of my lungs.
I feel like I can relate. It's like, especially after what we talked about earlier. Like, let's see. Yeah, you give me just enough. Not really, because I told you how I feel about this situation, but like I felt this in the past. Like, you give me just enough attention to keep my hopes too high. Ow. Like,
Yeah,
really.
that stings. I just like, oh, the chorus that's like, stop checking your mailbox. I'm like, ah,
Like,
scream.
but I feel like more like the situation I'm in is like a slight electric touch. It's either like this is gonna be really fun or this is gonna be really stupid. Like, and hurt my feelings.
Let's see which one.
But I do like electric touch a lot. Like, that was very fun. And Fall Out Boy, love.
Like, this might be a hot take. I kind of get annoyed towards the end of the song.
You listen to it. I don't have a memory.
Just the whole like da 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 da.
Let's see. This?
I just feel like it's very repetitive.
Oh, yes.
So not like the actual content at the end. I just feel like by the end I'm like, okay, let's get to the next one.
I'm glad you said that. Because I feel like a lot of the vault songs on this one are very repetitive, and I'm like, okay, next song.
Yeah,
Okay.
kind of like I can listen to the first bit and I'm totally into it, but then by the point like we get to the last 30 seconds or so, I'm like, moving on.
Yeah. But then you also like, I started thinking about that with the rest of the album. I feel like that was just her writing style.
Yeah, that's very true.
Because so the whole thing about Speak Now, and I don't know if it still applies to the vault songs, but it was her first album, which was only like her third, but whatever. It was her first album that she wrote completely on her own.
Okay.
Or at least like all the songs that made it were all on her own. Like that was a big thing. So I feel like her writing style at 19, because that's when how old she was very repetitive, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that was just it. But yeah, no, very like
going back to like the music style of that time period.
10, right? Like,
yeah, I don't remember exactly. Something, it was like a while ago. So it's like, and I don't know how much that factors into it. I think it's a lot more of like her writing style, like you're saying, but that is also something that I guess I didn't really think about is like, okay, we're also going back to like 2010 or whatever it is.
I saw someone on TikTok say like, I don't know which song it was, but they're maybe Foolish one, maybe Electric Touch, one of them, just being like, I so would have jammed out to this when I was like, however old I was. Like, I think it was definitely like that.
Yeah.
But no, I think her writing style has a lot to do with it. So maybe it's just like Speak Now is not my favorite.
Can we also, I want to touch on one more thing with this album. The lyric change and Better Than Revenge.
Yes.
I understand why he did it. However, when that like part was coming up, I was so ready to just like, ugh. And then it changed. And I was like, did she change this?
Yes.
And then I like Googled it real quick. Because I was like, I think she changed this. And they said she changed it because she had like evolved and realized that like, maybe we should say something different. But at the same time, come on, like the nostalgia of it.
Does it hit the same? No.
No.
Is it a good lyric? Yes. Does it rhyme the same? No. Has everyone talked about how they want a like like a Better Than Revenge slut shaming version? Yes. Because that's what it is. And
and I can understand like I really can understand the switch, and I can understand her being like, she's like matured since then. Society has also like changed a little bit. So it's like, if you drop a lyric like that now, might be perceived differently than if you dropped it before, but this isn't the first time we're dropping it.
Also, so many rap songs, so many things.
True. Yes, true.
Don't include that. But Taylor Swift herself has had like this huge like thing, very political statements, very feminist statements, very like I've grown, and I get it. And it's like she doesn't want to be like called back to all that because she's already being called back to all the Dear John stuff. So I get it. But I'm also like, it was such a good line.
It was. That was like the iconic line.
But like it's like literally like 19. I think she's 32.
Yeah. It's been a bit.
So I get it. But also, dang.
I was upset when I heard it. I think I texted Sydney and I was like, have you listened to this yet? Because it came out like the night before, like we had work the next day and I think we were driving separate. So like I was just listening to it on the drive and then at work. And I think I texted her or like teamed her at work and I was like, Taylor changed the lyrics. I was like, can you go listen to this real quick?
Can you confirm? Yeah. What is it? Like he's a moth to the flame and she's holding the matches. Like, think about it.
Good. It's just like.
Yeah. But the songs that still hit though are like Long Live, Never Grow Up,
Haunted.
Oh. Speak Now is fun still. I'm trying to think of like what's on here. Oh, Last Kiss. That one.
That one, like, I feel like it almost hits a little bit more now.
Yeah, I agree. Because
I don't know if it's a me thing. I don't know if it's like, or like a our age thing, or I don't know if it's like a energy thing in that song in particular, but like.
Mine's a me thing with the fact that like I knew when my last kiss was. Like I remember it like very like for that relationship and being like, this is it.
Ouch.
Ouch.
That hurts.
Yeah. I hate being so self-aware. Anyway, but like that, it was like, it's very, yeah. Enchanted, still amazing. Still have the poster on my wall now, but Enchanted is so good. Her like is really now, obviously. Back to December doesn't hit the same.
No,
like neither does mine. Like, and I like those songs, but I'm like, I guess Back to December might not hit the same because like back then it was like Taylor Lautner and her broke up, and it's like, oh man, like you're kind of looking at these celebs and you're like, oh, she's probably so sad. Now I'm like, her and Taylor Lautner are besties.
I don't think I ever really connected with Back to December like early on. Like it's a song I love now, but and like from the original album, but I don't think when I was listening to it when it came out that I was ever like.
I remember just feeling angsty all around for this album. Like it was just like you could feel that, and maybe now like I'm like, why don't I connect more with like the heartbreaking,
yeah,
and the relationships, and like Back to December is very like, oh, I messed up, and I'm like, I didn't mess up. So, like, I can't relate. So maybe that's it too. I'm kind of just like, can't relate.
Yeah, I do think though, like, I don't know. I think I didn't give Haunted enough credit for the original album, but I did really like it. Better Than Revenge. That was the song I would skip to. Like on my CD player, on like whatever I listened to. That was the song. I was like, I need to listen to this song. That was
it. I think was Haunted. Like it was like my go-to, like when I need to feel something, it was Haunted. Dear John, I did not realize how long that song was.
No, I didn't either.
I was like, and I never like loved Dear John, and the reason for it is because did you know the like, whole guitar thing she does in it is supposed to be like how John Mayer does his guitar? She's evil.
I love her.
I love that. But this whole
it very much gives John Mayer.
Yes, and I never put that together. Like to me, I was just kind of like, yeah, Dear John, like it's about him, period. Which he's tried to sue her for all that. Didn't realize all that. But yeah, I was like, oh, that's probably why I don't like the music as much, because it's like that. I don't love his music all the time. But I love the lyrics.
Yeah.
Trying to think. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, though, on her newer album is better.
Yeah.
If we want to talk about the X songs that line up.
Yeah. I do think this album, I think it was good. I think it was not as good as her other Taylor's version albums as a whole.
Yeah. I cannot wait for 1989 because I think that one's next.
When's like what does she go? Is it only 1989 and Rep left, or like?
And Taylor Swift debut.
Do you think she's gonna do that one? I've heard different things of like, because I've heard people be like, how can she, like, she really had a strong accent for that one, or like that one was like really country. How is she gonna get that? And then people were like, I don't think she's gonna do it.
I think
is Lover when she started releasing, like that was when she was like
for her own, yeah.
Known. Okay, that's what I thought.
I could see her, like, now that you mentioned the accent, it would be very funny if she like came out with like Taylor's version with her like normal singing voice and then like debut country version or something.
I love that.
It would be very like a double album. Like, oh, funny. No, I think she's gonna redo it. I think she's gonna leave it till last. Because think of all the songs that are on debut. Have you seen like?
I don't think like that was one I had first like on CD, but I think I would just listen to it front to back. I don't think I actually like picked out songs.
But I don't like. I didn't realize how much
are.
Huh?
The Teardrops, like.
Teardrops is on that.
Yeah.
McGraw, Picture to Burn.
I forgot about Picture to Burn. I love that one.
I just said no.
I'm like, I like it, but I'm like, what did you say?
Should have said no. Right.
It's gonna be so good. See, those are ones that I'm like, I feel like I couldn't relate to in the moment because it came out when we were so young.
Yes.
But I still belted out Teardrops on my guitar. I was like, he's the who?
Who? It is 2006. Who?
Oh, probably my like kindergarten crush or whatever.
Our song is on that. There's some bugs.
Our song is on like Fearless or something.
And I think like to me, like Fearless and Taylor and Debut just like always went so hand in hand together.
Yeah.
Probably because it was just like all her country stuff. But she's gonna redo it. She's gonna leave it to last for sure.
I'm so excited for Picture to Burn.
I know. I think though her next one is gonna be 1989. From like the vibe. Yeah. And then I guess Reputation will be next because it's the next one that she has before Debut. I definitely think though she's gonna end it with Debut and it's gonna be like this like I'm
so cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
But Reputation, I don't know. It's gonna be so good. But I like that 1989 and Reputation coming out like close to each other because those are my two like ones I'm really excited for.
Yeah.
The songs are gonna be so good. But I don't know. There's so much Taylor Swift stuff. So much. So yeah. Too much. Another thing I'm fangirling over. I feel like this is just me fangirling for an hour and 7 minutes. I finally read Fourth Wing. Have you heard about it?
Okay, is this one of those like smutty fantasy books?
Okay.
Be blunt, is it?
What?
Because I'm not into fantasy and I'm not into like too much smut either. Like I can do a little bit of smut, but like when it gets to a certain point, I'm like, I need a plot.
Where's the one has so much plot. Like it is not. No.
Okay, so I could probably do that. Like Ugly Love. Have you read Ugly Love?
No.
Okay. It's Probably like a smutty, or like the blue big book.
Lucy Hale. Lucy Hale.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
What's that one called?
I'm literally looking at it on my shelf. The Things We Never Got Over.
Yes, I bought the sequel.
I did too. I haven't read it. Huh?
I said the pink book. It's on my
yes
next to read one.
I'm looking at mine too. I'm like,
I'm reading this.
I'm good.
Have you read it?
No.
Wait, what did you say?
I said that one good.
Oh, sorry. I thought you cut out. I thought you're like, oh, that one's good.
Oh no, I haven't read that one. I've seen.
It's
I haven't.
Really, I'm really into the books that have multiple points of view. And I think you see that a lot in like some of the spicier books where they go the girl's perspective and the guy's perspective and maybe third person. This one, immediate hook, the prologue. They had a prologue that was 3 pages. So I'm like, thank God it's not too long. But it was just really good, immediate hook. And then it's it goes into all of these people that live in this apartment and basically kind of thriller mystery-ish, because there's cliffhanger at every chapter, and they're oh, everything changed since so and so moved in. Well, you find out in the prologue that someone broke into this so and so's house, and now he's potentially unconscious, dead. We don't know. We haven't gotten there yet. We're 30 pages in.
Oh, wow.
There's a lot of stuff. I really like it. It's very fast paced, but it's not progressing far yet. But it's I've gotten 2 random people that live in the apartments perspectives, and this girl who is going to visit her half brother who's the main guy, and then there's a chapter that I'm about to read on this is the concierge, what just happened in the previous chapter, but her point of view. So it kind of overlaps and goes just a little bit further each time. So I don't know. I kind of really like the way this is going. We'll see.
Do you not buy bookmarks?
No.
Oh, okay.
I hate bookmarks. I'm a page folder. I'm reader's worst, bookworm's worst nightmare.
Very chaotic energy of you.
I don't have a lot of chaotic energy, so I have to get it out in one way or another.
That's fair. I have magnetic bookmarks. I got a pack of them. They're so fun. They don't slip. They clip.
Oh, because they're magnetic too. I was like, what do you do? Just put them on your fridge? What point does the magnet serve? Brain
They're
is
fun.
Okay.
I got them. So last year I bought bookmarks to keep on my desk for kids. And I had paper ones, obviously. They were fun. And then I had one kid pick out a new set because he was really using them. Mm-hmm. And I was what do you want? Let me look. There's some Scentsy ones, and they were magnetic. And I was I really got into that too, because they don't slip out of your book, and anyway.
I might try those then, because that's the one thing, the bookmarks will slip out, or I'm reading and I don't have a place to put it unless I wedge it in the back cover, which it might slip out again, so it's a whole thing.
Yeah, but I like these. Very book nerd of me. I literally didn't make dinner yesterday because I had to finish the book I was reading. I ate leftovers because I was
fine. I mean, as long as you eat, that's a big thing.
Yeah, right. I had my dinner, but I was I can't stop too long and actually cook. I got the book. I ordered it Sunday or Monday after we got back. I was not going to because I have a stack of books that I still need to finish. Whatever. I'll get to it. It's not a big deal. I'm acting like I won't have free time at all once going back to school. It's I still have weekends. I still have after school. It'll be fine. I got this book, Fourth Wing. I've seen every person and their mom freak out about it. I'm on this
like a
Facebook.
first, second, and third wing, or was this just one book?
It is a start of a 5-book series.
But fourth wing is the start?
Yes, because they are in the 4th wing of this school.
Okay.
So I knew nothing about this book. I made sure of it because people were freaking out about it so much and comparing it to like the ACOTAR series and just kind of like, and not in a major way, just being like, it's that fantasy, but there's so like a good romance to it. And there's like, it's just so unbelievably good. And like, you're hooked and like, you're so into it. There's like world building, which is a whole fantasy term. And like, I have traded from like hockey romances to like that Lucy Score book to like, The Summer I Turned Pretty. Like, I am all over the place with my reading. And, like, I love fantasy to an extent. I'm trying to get more into it because I think, like, there's a lot there that you're, like, really into it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so world building is where, like, they are building the, like, universe that you're in. Like, with all the details. Yes.
Okay.
So with ACOTAR, they're fairies.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's all explained. And like this universe that they live in, how they live coexist with the fairies, yada yada yada. Very good. With 4th Wing, obviously it's about dragons. Like it's on the cover, like yada yada.
Obviously.
It's on the cover, like that's why
I was like, yeah, from the name, I definitely got that. Okay.
So from what I knew, this is all I knew was like people were comparing it to like the amazing likeness of ACOTAR, because if you like read ACOTAR, holy shoot, mind blowing. Like it's just so good. Even if you're not into fantasy, like you enjoy it. It's just good. I promise. I'm just saying, like if you buy it, you should. It's really good. But also you can buy 4th Wing. Read one of them.
I probably do 4th Wing first because I feel like that just like
you would really like 4th Wing. ACOTAR is very
more than the ACOTAR series.
ACOTAR is amazing, but it's very like more like love romance forward. Like that plot is a little bit more. There's so much around it, and like there's like a war, and there's like all these characters, and like the found family stuff, and like it's very amazing, like and fun, and like fully fledged out.
Mm-hmm.
But the romance is the center of it.
Okay. Yeah. See, I don't think I'd like that as much.
4th Wing, again, I had no idea what anything was about. The only thing I found out, and it was literally like the day the book arrived in the mail, because I got it like Thursday afternoon, and I was waiting to read it. I was like, I'm so excited. I haven't read anything since the cruise. I'm ready. Because Hannah texted me about it and was like, you need to read this. Have you read it yet? And I was like, I have been putting it off. But now that you say something about it, like, I'm going to go get it. Because she's really, like the more light-hearted stuff.
Okay.
Like, I read ACOTAR before her. So it's like, it was interesting that she said, like, it's so good.
Yeah.
And I was like, got it. So, ordered it, came in. I saw one thing from this little Facebook group. The main gal, Kara Lewis, she's like big book talk person.
Okay.
She was like, so-and-so is giving me this vibe. And it's like, she was comparing it to ACOTAR person. And I was like, I got to stop looking. I don't want to know anymore. I was like, oh no. Like
Yeah.
Not that it was a big spoiler, because once I was actually reading it, I was like, oh, you see where this is kind of going to go.
Okay.
Not immediately, but you're like, there's something off about this one. And like, I can give you more like info if you want. But
I don't know. I kind of want to read it. I'm kind of interested now.
I think you should, because
like ACOTAR all you want, because like,
yeah,
I don't think I'm gonna read that, to be completely honest.
I had so many spoilers about ACOTAR though, and I still enjoyed it.
Okay.
Oh,
but this like 4th Wing one, this sounds better. Like if I'm gonna read fantasy, it's probably gonna be this.
I like the characters, like, or like the main character, She is amazing. Like it really is like this book is like so centered around her growth, and I love that. She's not annoying, which
Amazing.
which happens a lot.
Yes.
Like I don't even remember like I don't think I had one moment where I was just like, oh my God, can she shut up? Like it was like everything she would do, I was like, valid. And then the dragons, how they come into play in the plot is so good. And like I didn't know how they were gonna do that, but like the way they do it is really good. And I don't want to spoil that either because I think that's fun to find out how they do it. But the way they did it, I was like, this is so good. And I loved all the little relationships. And then like the character that had like vibes, like there was a plot twist with him. And then
I love a good plot twist.
the cliffhanger at the end, I was like, and I knew there was a cliffhanger. Like that's
That makes sense because there's more books.
right. There's supposed to be 5 in the series, and everyone talked about how like like the big hype around it was like, this is such an amazing book. Holy crap, everyone needs to read it. And I cannot wait for the next one because of that ending.
Yeah, that's the two things that I do like really like are like a classic plot twist and like the cliffhanger.
So like that's like all I knew was like people are amped up about there being a second book, so that's a good thing. And like yes. And like that there's dragons. Like I really had no idea. It was so well done. And I've already pre-ordered the second book, and it comes out in November. Like that's how good it was. I read it in 2 days. And I understand people can't do that because I texted Hannah when I finished, and she was like, how the hell did you do that? And I said, I have too much free time in the summer.
I am not like a fast reader at all.
I am. Like I am.
I try to read before bed and I fall asleep.
Well,
Pages in.
I do too. That's not really like when I try to read though. Like I read more like in the daytime, but like obviously I'm not in school. It's a little bit easier right now. Like on my Kindle on the cruise, I was reading it on my app and I was like flying through.
Yeah.
Physical book, I was like, ooh, like a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But then like I started getting into the book and I was like, holy crap, I can't put this down.
Yeah.
So good. You need to read. You need to order it. It's only in hardback right now. I don't think it's going to come out in paperback in a while.
How much does it cost?
Like 18.
Oh, that's not bad. Okay.
No.
So it's like sometimes I feel like hyped up books can be like uber expensive, and I'm like, ooh.
Agreed.
I'm not gonna enjoy this yet.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm not a big hardback person.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Actually, with a new book and something that's not completed. Like, I don't want to buy one hardback and not like ever finish the rest of it if it's not good. But like, because they're more expensive. But then I was like waiting and waiting for it to become paperback. Like that's why I kept pushing it off. Like never happening. And then everyone texted about it. Like I'm just gonna do it. I'm so glad I did.
The second book comes out to buy the first one. Okay, other option. Well, because I really like hardback. I also don't have TikTok. So I'm not like getting sucked into book talk or anything like right now, which is like good and bad because I want book recs. But like I don't get like the spoilers or anything. Maybe when I come over Labor Day back to Houston, I'll just steal your book. I'll take it back with me.
How would you dog ear that bitch? I would be so mad. I would be pissed.
You come back and it's like every 5 pages. Dog ear.
Like that's another thing. Is like, yeah, you're not a fast reader. So do you just like dog ear like every 10 pages? That's worse. Like if it was like every few chapters or like.
I mean, this is the first time I've dog eared this one, but it's like 30 pages in.
30 pages in. It hurts.
Okay, well maybe I'll just get a magnetic bookmark.
I'll give you one. I have like
your book like a prized possession.
I have like a pack of 15. I'll give you one. I'm using like 5 right now though because I keep stopping books.
Yeah, I'd only need like one.
Good. No, you should buy it though, and you should read it immediately because it is that good. And there is like,
How many pages is it? That's not like a huge factor, but it's somewhat of a factor of like when I can fit it into my like,
$3.98.
Okay, that's not bad.
It's really not. And
I just buy that pink book.
yes, that one's big.
Yeah, girly's thick.
Yeah. Hers are all of her
The
books
book was thick too.
Lucy Score makes really long books. And I'm like, girl, relax.
It's so good.
I know.
Like, I can't not read it.
But
like, girly, let's split it up.
Yeah. But
let's split each of those up into 2 books.
Right.
Anyways.
But yes, please read Fourth Wing. Please order it like immediately. It is so good. I say this to like anyone that's listening, even if it's just me, you, and my mom, like always. Like I don't care. Like people need to read it because like it's so well done. Like you don't feel like you're missing anything.
Yeah.
You know, like some fantasy you're like, well, I guess you don't because you don't read it, but like some fantasy they like forget to tell you like why that person has wings, and you're like, they just got.
I assume they have wings because they're a fairy.
Yeah, but like some
I
weird.
feel like I wouldn't read too far into it.
But that's a weird example. I guess like if they have magic or something, you're like, but why? What does it do? Like, it just I don't know.
Explain.
But like I guess like if you're gonna have a fantasy world, you really hope that they explain it and how.
Yeah. That
And
makes sense.
some of them are really bad about explaining how their whole world works because you're like you're making up a world. Get deeper in.
Nobody else knows what's going on in there.
Like you have to be the one to explain it. Mm-hmm. So I think her name is Rebecca. Is it Yaros? It's on my bookshelf. I don't know. But she does a really good job of explaining how things are working.
Okay.
There's just so many little twists and turns, and you're like, wow, this is all adding up. But also, I have a lot of theories, so I think you should read it so we can talk about our theories.
Yes, ma'am.
You're not going to be able to pronounce half the names. That was a fun thing because me and you talked about that. Like, it's Gaelic. Gaelic? What is the Irish? Gaelic?
I think so.
Gaelic? I don't know.
Pretty sure it's Gaelic. I could be very wrong though.
Apparently, a lot of the words are that, or like trying to stem from that.
Okay.
Oh. You just say the first letter and you move on. Don't even try. But order it immediately.
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe there's a sale. Who knows?
I did get the Lucy Score book on like during Prime Day, and it was like I think it originally I don't remember what the original price is. It was probably like 15 or like 15 or something, and I got it for like $8.
Love. I got
Score.
Huh. I got the it's called The Score by Elle Kennedy. It's like a hockey romance series. There's the 5th one in the series that like I hadn't gotten yet, and it was only like $6 for Amazon Prime Day.
I feel like hockey romances have been a little bit more of a thing lately, and I can't tell if I want to get into them or not.
I think you should, and I have recommendations because they're good and it's so random. And hockey players have that like protective like about them. I don't know if they do in real life, but they do.
In the sillies. Yeah. So, I think I might try one out. We'll see.
Read Fourth Wing first.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're queuing up my book list pretty far, so.
So Fourth Wing, and then Icebreaker would be a good one. And then if you like hockey, you can go to the Elle Kennedy series.
Okay.
It's not like it's a series, but like they can be standalones.
Gotcha.
But like, if you tell me there's 5 books, I'm in my head have to read all
Right. Yeah.
because that's who I am.
I try to do that, but at the same time, like I could become very just like over it, like over 5 hockey romances in like I don't know if there's 5 of these, but if there's like 5 of like the very same genre and they're like longer books.
Oh, these are like not.
Yeah, but like I think the ACOTAR ones looked kind of long, at least on your bookshelf, and I was like, I don't know about that.
Those are longer, but they're so good.
Yeah, I just feel like it's really hard. Like I usually balance like thriller is my main genre, and I usually balance like 2 or 3 of those before then going to like more of a romance one, then going back.
That's fair. See, I'm that way, but like romance is my main, and I'll go to like.
That's easier to do though, because I feel like there's different romance genres. Like you can go more into like fantasy romance and like just lighthearted romance, and then sometimes like a mystery plus romance situation.
But, I think your 2 reading homeworks are what is it? Icebreaker and yeah, sure.
I have to do this first, so we're not going on a time.
After that. So you need Fourth Wing and you need Icebreaker. You need to read both.
So since this is like required reading, are you buying the books for me?
I will buy you Fourth Wing. Like that is how like into Fourth Wing I was.
No, I'm just kidding.
But you also make more money than me, so like.
Yeah, that's.
So.
You get to work less than me though, so.
Yeah, we've talked about that. How that. But read both, and whichever one you stick to most, I'll give you your next read. So, what else am I fangirling over? That's about it. I think there's a bug on my ceiling.
We've spent a lot of time fangirling.
I could do it.
No more, but.
No, I'm literally staring at a bug on my ceiling, which is gross. But, I saw a TikTok that was like, life is so much more fun when you're fangirling. Like, I love that I can, like, y'all don't watch a series and then look up every interview of the cast and then try to look up merch and then try to do, I was like, me. Or like look up the TikTok hashtag. Like, y'all don't do that? Oh, immediately after I read Fourth Wing, I looked it up on TikTok and saw what people are looking at. Because I was like, I can finally be in on what's going on. That's my life.
All right. Well, you got any updates coming up?
School.
Woohoo.
No. No. I adjusted our schedule, by the way, because I think we were like a weird like week off.
Okay.
So I just put it where like we podcast today and now like next weekend is off, but it's like back on track where it's like going to be every other.
Okay.
So like if it doesn't work, we always adjust.
Right.
But next week, Lance is getting LASIK surgery.
Right.
Week, I start professional development. The next week, I go back to school. No. Or kids go back to school. I'll be
Are you in the same classroom?
Yes.
Okay, that's nice.
I gotta go reset my room. I am speaking and doing a little presentation with a group of people on the second day of PD.
Oh.
Terrifying.
About what?
About the conference I went to.
Okay.
Terrifying. Like excited because like I love that my school has given me these opportunities already so fresh in it. But terrifying because I hate public speaking, but I'm going to fake it until I make it and act like I love it. I'm going to act like I love it. I'm like, y'all are all 12, just like the kids in my classroom. It's fine.
That's the way to go.
I don't know. I've been like trying to speak up more, like especially on Monday when we all met. I was like really trying to be in it and like speaking and like doing things. And I have tried to like be better about laughing things off in front of coworkers and like bosses. I don't know if that makes sense, but like instead of being like weird and shy, like I've been trying to be like my actual tone and like I will laugh at stupid things I do. Like I'm directionally challenged. I introduced myself to our new AP and pointed the wrong way to where my classroom would be. And I was like, oh, LOL, it's actually that way. Like, I don't care. Like, it's like my old assistant, not old, the one from last year, he like pointed the right way, and I was like, you're right. Like, like I'm trying to do like that stuff because it's not a big deal. So I'm hoping it like follows through in this whole presentation.
Oh yeah, you'll be fine.
But it's actually like a little terrifying, but I'm gonna act like it's not.
Too. So it's not just you.
Right, that helps. I'm just hoping like when we talk about which slide each person gets, like I'll get a slide that like, which obviously I could have a choice. I need to make sure it's like one I actually feel comfortable talking about.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But,
right. So upcoming presentation.
And then
fun.
Yeah, I think that's about it until like we'll talk again.
Yeah.
Just like getting back into a routine.
Yeah.
That routine because I'm gonna have a dog like a couple weeks in that. It'll be all fine. Everything's changing.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah. Big dramatic little bell.
Oh, I forgot to say. Oh, I woke up early this morning and I went to the farmer's market.
Yes.
And I got like the famous like hot and spicy cheese bread that they have. Oh, this is so good. I was dancing around my living room eating this cheese bread.
So
heavenly. And I also got an empanada.
Oh.
Which I was like, why y'all got these up here?
I was about to say, so cultured in Wisconsin.
There's like 2 different tents that had them. I haven't tried it yet. It's like spinach and cheese empanada. And I was like, I have no expectations for this thing.
Yeah.
So let's see. But yeah.
And
then I don't have many updates. Oh, I'm going to California.
Okay.
Next. So we'll probably podcast. I think I might be gone actually.
I probably will be too because of Belle. It'll be fine.
Yeah. But next weekend I'll be here, and then that following Tuesday I'm leaving and going to California for a week to see my friend from like fish camp.
Oh.
She went to A&M for like semester, and then she like was like, nah. Went to UTSA. Now she's at Berkeley for a doctorate program. It's like, all right. So yeah, gonna go see her, and we're gonna go to like San Francisco probably, and just hang out. So that's my little vacation, huh?
You're going for a week?
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Well, I'm leaving. 2 of the days are full travel because it's like an ugly full travel day because I'm going from a regional airport to a regional airport.
Oh.
It's like here to like Dallas to Seattle to Oakland. But she doesn't have a car, and I was like, I don't really want to be like navigating California by myself and like trying to go from like San or like LAX to I don't even know how far those are. So I was like, I'll just fly into Oakland. It's a little more expensive, but she's fine. So but yeah, 2 of the days are full travel, so I'm only really there for like 5 full days. What?
Are you taking that off, like work?
Yes, because of the time change though, and because she has to, she like coaches tennis, and she is still going to be doing that for like the week that I'm there, from like 9 to 12 or whatever Pacific time. So I was like, oh, I'm actually gonna just work in the mornings.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I shouldn't have to get up too early because I like had already canceled all my meetings expecting that I was going to take vacation. And now I'm like, well, now that I'm working, so I'll just be able to catch up on things, not really have any meetings, and work from like, I'll probably wake up, start working at like 7 Pacific time, so like 9 a.m. here through like 11 or something. So
like, how does that work on your like PTO or stuff? Like,
So we get 10, what they call like half and half days. And so with the half and half days, they're basically like one half day is you can use that as a work from home.
Oh, okay.
So you can either use like 10 half days working from home a year, or you can like combine them and do like 5 full days working from home or like something like that.
Cool.
But so what I'm doing is I'm using like 3 of the like half days to work and then just taking vacation for the afternoons, which cuts my vacation for that trip by like a day and a half. So that was really nice because now I can get that back and use it later.
Okay, that makes more sense. That'll be nice.
But yeah, I'm doing that.
Well, those travel days will be perfect for you to read books.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I think I'm going to get through this one at least most of the way before. So I was planning to read the Lucy Score book on the way, but honestly, I might just read Fourth Wing on the way instead. Oh, who knows? Maybe I'll just get through it in one day. I'm going to be traveling for like 16 hours. So like.
You might, because I calculated how long it took me to read it. And it took me about, I want to say like 13, 14 hours total.
I could very well just like.
Yeah. Which like, that was also like some distracted hours too. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll see. I don't think my brain could actually read for 16 hours straight, but especially once it's on vacation mode, she's probably going to be like, no reading.
Yeah, but you can at least try and get into it, and then, yeah.
I do like reading on planes as long as it's like bright enough, because I don't want to be like that one person like turning on their little overhead light, be like, so
Yeah, okay.
We'll see. But yeah, I think that's the only big thing coming up. Okay.
Well, TTYL.
Bye, party people.
My face looks so tan.
It really does.
Love that for me. Okay, bye.